if you have a Taranis, and I know a lot of you out there have the Taranis, right? Then eventually you will have the experience that the buttons on the front fall into the front of the case, and they just stop working. Um, and when this happens, initially I thought that the buttons themselves were broken, but actually no. The buttons themselves are very reliable, and if you look at the replacement buttons from a Loft Hobbies, they say they almost never actually break. What actually happens is that inside the Taranis, these plastic buttons are pushing on the actual electromechanical buttons with a little stud, and these buttons are held in place by a spot weld, and over time the spot weld fails. And basically, if you use your Taranis enough, it will happen to you. If you watch a recent episode of Rotor Riot, I forget exactly which one it was, the guys kind of made fun of Sharpoo for having a Taranis with no buttons, and probably that's what happened to his. So here's how to fix it. I don't have any photos of my own repair because when I was doing it, I didn't know if it would actually work, but it has worked. But I'm not going to tear my Taranis open again just to take pictures for you. So instead, I'm totally going to just point you to this guy's blog where he shows you how to do it. Thank you, Sean Cull, and everybody go, go check out his blog. But what you do is you take the screws out of the back of the Taranis and you open the Taranis up. It opens up like a clamshell. By the way, very good design on the part of the Free Sky people. The way the Taranis opens up, the wires are routed in such a way that it opens up like a clamshell with no wires snagging or pulling. It's very clever. My 9X wasn't this way, and in fact, you could, if I remember right, you couldn't open it up all the way without disconnecting a wire. Could be wrong about that. It's been a while. Anyway, it opens up like a clamshell. Make sure that the switches go to the front. They stay stuck to the front. If they come out and they get turned around and don't go back the same way, then they'll be reversed and you'll have to open it up and flip them around again. So these switches up here should go with the front half of the shell. These potentiometers go with the back half of the shell. And if you just carefully work it open, you should see which way it goes. Then, once it's open, take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. I've just pointed to all of them. This board will just, you don't even have to unplug all this stuff. This board will just kind of lift up gently and slide to the side. And right here, right under here, this is the back side of the buttons right here, and right here, you will see this. This is the actual plastic button assembly that you push on with your fingers, and these are the little studs that push the actual ugly looking buttons that nobody wants to see, that don't look professional, underneath. And what happens is there's a spot weld here and here that fails, and then that lets the buttons fall into the inside of the case. Okay, so just move that screen very carefully out of the way. If you want to really, really be cautious, you can unplug all of these and you can actually physically take it out. But that's kind of a hassle, and I was kind of worried I would break something unplugging all that stuff. So if you just lift it up carefully and move it, it'll move a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch to the side and give you plenty of room to get in there and work on this. Then just take this, lift it out, put a little, I used thick super glue. I wouldn't use thin because it'll just run all over the place. But I used a little bit of thick super glue. Put one there and one there on the stud, and then push this back down and let it dry. And then do the same thing on the other side. And then you're good to go, and that'll probably last forever. If it does break again, easy to fix. You probably don't even need a spare part. Just use the part you've already got. It's probably just that this spot weld has failed and it's come loose. Anyway, thank you very much to Sean Cull. It was him who I thought, oh, do I need the new buttons? Do I need new replacement parts? And no, all I needed was a little bit of super glue and a little bit of time. So thank you to Sean Cull, whoever you are out there, for this blog post. And now I'm passing on the knowledge. Okay, hope that's helpful. Happy flying.